Wow, another great game. Thank you to the Swindle for doing the
Definitely.
breakdown. Great to watch. Thanks for the commentary as ever, Brett. We
I've
are.
been looking forward to that pairing since week one. I said to you week one, that is my week seven recording. I do not care what else is going
Yeah,
on.
and he ignored everything we said. I think he made the right decision. Don't get me wrong. So we're going to quickly go through the current group standings, and then we're going to try and call it a day. Um, so if I just set up this correctly, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. Can you see my screen, Joe, Brett? Just to make sure this is working.
Uh, I can see it on your screen. I cannot see it on mine. There we go.
Sure, awesome. So this is the Brockner group. We have Starship Looters who are currently top of the group. They'll be playing. They play.
Starship Looters are playing against Keyforge Granada there, and
Yep.
Starship Looters are currently leading by one game and 4 keys.
One match, one game, and 4 keys. But this will be an awesome game to watch because say they're both two great European teams. So moving across to, I've moved things around, so I forgot what the button was. This is interesting because unfortunately, they've got a drop, which means Glitchkey get one of the buys and Seeking Needles gets the other. So Amberium are currently top of this group. They will be playing Beerforge. Beerforge, who had a string of bad luck in the last couple of games, but they can still easily qualify. I mean, they're really close.
As I said before, the featured game, there's a few groups where the standings are ridiculously close,
This
and
is
this is one of those groups.
Yeah, I mean, anyone in this group who hasn't dropped can still qualify. That's how close it is.
I mean, look at the Seeker Noodles. Amberinium are. Oh, they got the buy. That's why I was like, how
Yeah.
they. So basically, Seeker Noodles have got the number to beat, and Clutch Key, Beerforge are all within range to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be impressed if Seeking News or Clutch Key do qualify. Don't get me wrong, but technically, there is a chance they could make the playoffs right now.
Clutch Key only need 2 keys to overtake Seeker Noodles.
Yeah, but you got to remember, there's at least they've got to have at least one of the other games will be a winning game. So it'll be interesting to see where we end up. So Inspired. So here we have with the other dropped team, we have Russian Smiths. These guys are going through. There's no
Russian
debate
Smiths
there.
cannot not. There's no way they can make this.
Team Mavericks, they had the bye this round. They're nearly definitely going through. It's very unlikely they won't go through at this point, but it's still possible. They'll definitely make the playoffs.
No, it's not. Well, yeah, they're definitely in the playoffs. But it comes down to what the scores are for the rest of the second places.
Yeah.
But I don't know how many. I don't know how many would get. How what?
What?
Russian Smiths have got 6 match wins. Hong Kong Mavericks have got 6.
Hong Kong Mavericks had the bye this week.
Yeah, but what happened? When did they actually face each other? Russian Smiths versus Hong Kong Mavericks was round 5, and the Smiths won 3-0 because they both got 6 match wins, which means basically Mavericks only lost to the Russian Smiths.
Yeah, Russian Smiths I think have only actually lost 2 games, one of which you videoed.
Yeah, they've only lost 2 games, and Russian Smiths are up against D28, which would make them one of the only teams possible to get to get an undefeated streak.
There is actually 3 teams I think you can do it, but let's go through as we go through. Let's look as we go through.
Exactly.
So now we move on to Logos. So there's no
Again,
chance
another close group.
but no chance of an undefeated streak here. We have no bye here either. So what we've got is we've got Madrid Archons here at the top of the pile with 5 matches, 13 games, and they will be playing the Hamburger Lanterns 2. Now, bear in mind, the Hamburger Lanterns 2 aren't having a great event this time, but the previous event, this team won the second group, second cup. So
Yeah, and before that they won the they won
the one before.
finals. Yeah, they won. No, they won.
They
the
won.
one
The one before that, yeah. So
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
won the Code 6.
7, 6,
No.
6, yeah, 6,
Yeah,
6.
you can't touch this one 7.
Yeah, too many
This
teams.
is where we need a 2-week break after this one. They're all starting to blend together.
Yeah, starting. But I mean, in terms of games being played this week, I mean, it's going to have to be the Madrid Archons. Not the Madrid Archons. It's going to have to be AFK and Crazy Killing Machine. Killing Aubergine. AFK, Peter Steven and Manapoprio. Because those 2 teams, I mean, it will determine if Madame Poppy really qualify.
Yeah, that will deter if Midget-Dragons lose here, which is fully possible, even though Hamburg Lanterns aren't having the best of time. That would push the AFK team to the first place. So that would be, but either any of the top 2 games would be intense to see.
Definitely. So here we have the Friendships from 5 match wins, and again another close tight race for second place. Look how close they are. Baguette and Switch on their heels. The Friendships are playing So Salty, who are a little bit further down the table. But I mean, again, 2, 3, 4. Second place is anybody's at this point.
Yeah, the Southwest Snakelifters, which have come back to KOTE after a very big break. It's great to see them in the top half of their group. This could go either way, but I really hope Iberian Generosity do manage to get up into the second place. A great group of guys, and I really do hope to see them in the top cup.
They are awesome, but I'm sorry, it's got to go to the South Wales Snakelifters. I'm gonna call it. That's my favourite one too. I want to see get second place. Though we should probably really say we want Lip Tops for who does our metrics to come get the second or first place. So get it to Switch.
No, because the less time he's playing, the more time he can put into the metrics.
Yeah, I don't think he can put. I don't know. Good shout out to Chaos Cards. I enjoyed visiting them in Cardiff last year.
Firestorm cards.
Firestorm cards. Why did I say Chaos Cards? Yeah, Firestorm cards. Sorry, wrong word. It's been a year since I was there, to be honest. So, in fact, it was a year last week.
I enjoy running into Firestorm and Magic Madhouse at Comic-Con.
Yeah, I can believe it.
So Can't Touch is the Wolfpack leading their group in Sanctum.
Yeah, so only just though by 2 keys.
Manchester Maverick A's have got a great opportunity to take a group here, but the team of Grunt Buggies can stop that. And they didn't change decks either, did they, Manchester Maverick A's?
I don't know, they didn't. I don't think they did.
Which is really, really interesting to see. And Key Frogs, as I pointed out earlier in the stream, winners of the 5th Cup in KOTE 7, but in 3rd place in this group. And this time they're up against the Moonkeys AFK, so the Moonkeys could prevent them from advancing further. But if they get the win here, they could get 2nd or even 1st, depending on how well they do.
But but it's the team that's also Grunt Buggies who are playing Manchester Mavericks A. I mean, that. Now, don't get me wrong. The team that's also Grunt Buggies won't automatically qualify, but they could get to the playoffs here, and
definitely.
That's where it's going to be interesting.
If they win 3-0 here, and Bootcamp X win 3-0 here, that would generally keep the main scores as they are for the top 2 teams, putting Key Frogs and Exalted Grunt Buggies in the chance to take at least one of the top 3 spots.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see.
Definitely a group to watch.
This is a lot closer than even I think we thought it was going to be. I'm really worried about draws now.
This one is ridiculously close for me in the Saurian. We've Better Call KOTE and Can't Touch This the Aces, 1 key apart.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if this doesn't create some rivalry at this point between Italy and Poland, I mean, who are they playing? Better Call KOTE played Bootcamp X 2, Can't Touch This the Aces are playing MGP Smart. I mean, even the 2 teams they're playing, they're not a million miles apart in the leaderboard. So I mean, this is going to be such a cutthroat.
It'll be quite hard for Bootcamp X2 to qualify here. 3 Witches have already had the bye, but they're currently 10 keys ahead of Bootcamp X2.
Yeah, so, the Bootcamp can't, even if they win all 3 of their games, they can't go ahead of 3 Witches, and in which case, as 4th, I'll be shocked if the 2nd place here gets the top 8 cup. But hey, it could be possible.
I wouldn't be if both Better Call KOTE and Can't Touch This the Aces win here. They'd be on 6 match wins and 16 or 17 game wins, which was quite high.
Yeah, I mean, but let's wait and see what happens. So let's move on to Shadows. KOPE, they can go all the way through. They've lost 3 games so far in total, so not top of the pile.
6 keys ahead, 5 game wins ahead, and 1 match ahead.
That goes through.
There's no way Kit can't qualify here.
That's not gonna. Yeah, there's nothing. The AC regulars though have a chance. Felch and Welshman have a chance. Brothers in Battle may have a chance. Who are they playing? They play Bullet Bills.
Brothers in Battle and easier from the bottom. Cannot get second here, but there's a good chance for them to get third.
And even fourth may be enough for them to go through. May be enough for them to go through.
Possibly. I mean, 2/3 of the second place are going to automatically qualify, so there's a good chance a lot of these teams are going to be able to get their fourth position.
Yeah. So here we go into the next one of Skyborn. New York City here are going to go through probably. I can't unless they lose to Keyforge Fridays. So I mean, actually, no, this is the first place playoff here. I mean, if the Final Swindle Omega win against Strange Gizmos, who are third and fourth, and New York City loses to Keyforge Fridays, they go down to third. So this is going to be really interesting.
I kind of root for Strange Gizmos here. Dan and the team have been pulled out amazing games here.
Oh hell yeah!
They've had this is not an easy group for them to be in. It's going to be quite interesting as it goes, and I'm kind of rooting for them to jump into second place. They might not auto qualify, but I really will hope to see them in the qualifiers.
Personally, and no offense to our one patron who does buy our loyalty at a great price of £5 a month.
Two.
So okay. Is New York City here is the guys who I've been following just because I love the name. I'm gonna hope they make it.
I think the 12 groups has really helped spread out the United team, the US teams, and has allowed them to have more opportunity to shine and not have to play so much of the same people. It has put more international teams in there, but it has given them a lot more opportunity for a lot more US teams to advance because they've got 4 groups now rather than 2.
Yeah, definitely. And now we have Sloppy Labwork, another team that could go 7-0. They've lost 5 games total so far, no matches over 6 rounds. They are going to be playing Team KOTE, who are third, who are probably a Brazilian team who are great skills. They were in the top cut in the previous KOTE 7 event.
They really were. They did amazingly in their first event, and this Sloppy Labwork versus Team KOTE is going to be our featured game. Both are amazing. Both are amazing teams. Both have got some amazing players and got some really spicy decks. I was talking to JC Russell about the matchup, and he had seen Team KOTE's deck in the past. Seen a couple of Team KOTE's games and decks in the past, and was saying that they've got some spicy lineup. It'll be quite interesting to see what actually happens. I cannot wait to get those recordings.
No, I can't wait, and I really hope they make second place here. I really do. It'll be tough, but I really hope they do. Right, moving on to next on the list, Unfathomable. We don't talk about this group because my team aren't happy with me. Because we're down to 4th. Let's be clear, we were 3rd an hour ago before we released the deck lists.
I cannot imagine a world here where Lickhold do not auto qualify. They are 5 keys ahead, 3 game wins ahead, and 1 match win ahead. They'd have to lose all their games
to the team boss of the table.
Against the team bottom of the table, they'd have to lose all their games to add the team to the bottom of the table without forging more than 1 key each. And then D20B, who are taking on Arkham Fire, would have to win all their games outright. I cannot imagine a world where Lickhold do not qualify yet.
No, I'm in agreement. I'm fully expecting them to go 7-0 as well. I'm just trying to work out right now. If we win this game,
who are you up against here?
Logos, yeah.
So if you win all 3 games, you'll be on 5, 14, 54. 5, 14, 54. So you basically Winter Soldiers have got the bye, so their number's already started. So you're technically in 3rd if you win that here.
We're 3rd if we just win 2 games, to be honest. But
yeah, if you take the match win here, you get to 3rd. If D20B lose here, and you win if you win all 3 of your games, even if you win 2 of your games and D20B lose, you take 2nd.
I mean, it is possible. The other thing is, if we win 1 game and then we get a total of 7 keys, we also take 3rd. If we win 1 game and
I guess then all you have to do is go with your usual record of getting 2 keys and then losing.
Yes, that has been every single round but 1. and I've always had at least 8 amber, apart from the round where I was 1 key and 15 amber.
If the team's giving you too much of a hard time about losing all your games, just remind Hellcrate that the same thing happened to him in KOTE 6.
Oh, don't worry, I am. It's a great team. They're great guys. They're really great guys. I do love playing the Singapore guys. They're such a good laugh.
Look at the Untamed group. Great to see Reap out leading the charge here.
Awesome.
Not a guaranteed victory here. They're only 1 match win, 2 game wins, and 4 keys ahead of the Midwest Martians lead amber. But still, and for some reason, when you go on the Untamed house, it takes you to round 8, which doesn't exist.
I know why that happened. I can fix that. That's currently true for all of them. Simply because
playing up against, we got our first versus 8th here. So Templar Sanctum, basically Midwest Martians are hoping Templar Sanctum will be able to hold off Reap out here. But again, second place is very far after here.
Yeah.
Midwest Martians are taking on Stingmasters, which, if they win, could bump them up into second and third. Control the League are taking on Baywitch, who unfortunately, great team, but I don't really have much chance of going to getting into the qualifiers. And Final Swindle Alpha taking on Wild Wormhole. So if Baywitch and Stingmasters win here outright 3-0s going off the keys, Final Swindle Alpha and Stingmasters might be able to usurp their positions.
Yeah. This is going to be interesting to see, definitely.
Oh, definitely will be.
So, one last quick look at the current standings. I didn't say I finished by the hour, but so here we can. Whoop, why is? I found a bug in my code. So currently, there we go. So the Russian Smiths are top of the pile here.
Yeah.
Unsurprisingly, with and the KIP is just behind, and Lickle and Reap Out you can see up here as well. So
and we have 5 teams that have the chance of getting the 7-0.
Yep, all 5 teams do have it, because of course none of these are in the same group. And then we come down here and we see Team Mavericks, who are on 6-14, and they're only coming second because Russian Smiths are in the same group, and that's the only team they've lost to. They've won pretty much every other game. So I mean, they're a great team to see, and I'm not surprised they're at the top of the pile. And then this is our current standing for playoff 1. It's changed slightly from when we saw an hour ago, because Hypno-Key Frogs have now dropped down a place. But it's going to be interesting to see. But remember, this is not final, guys. This has been updated as we go, and I look forward to seeing how this all comes together. So
we also looking at this. If the Aces and the Wolfpack win their next games, both Can't Touch This teams are going to auto qualify.
That would be awesome to see as well.
It really it's great to see. It's great to see them coming back with such great strength. It's going to be an interesting top cut, but we're seeing a lot more US teams than we have in previous ones. I think the 12 groups are responsible for that. So hopefully we can keep this participation up, so we can keep these 12 groups.
Yep, that would be awesome. Right, well, in that case, that's all we've got time for today. I've just realised that Brett's camera's not been on for the last 10 minutes because I've been looking at Discord. But thanks everyone for tuning in today and enjoying the show with us. We'll be back next week at the same time. However, if you're not in Europe, the clocks change for us in Europe this week, which means we'll be an hour later if you're in the US. I don't know how the rest of the world is.
Yeah.
But thank you everyone for watching.
It's really weird that we still have daylight savings, seeing as how it doesn't really affect. It's a farmer thing, and it doesn't really make that much sense anymore.
I don't care. I just think the whole world should be on UTC permanently. But that's just because it makes my life easier. Anyway, guys, have a great week, and we'll catch you next week. Thank you very much.
See you next week.
Cheers, guys.